In 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's J7 coming at you with another audio rant today. And today I'm going to be reviewing a very special, very special and new animation from DC Comics and Warner Brothers. That is the Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox. I just picked this up yesterday and I got to watch it today. I got the Blu-ray combo pack for a decent price. And I watched it today and I really enjoyed it. Now, here's the thing. At first, before I even bought it, I was a little skeptical. I was holding on to buy it. I was putting it off because, generally speaking, I'm not really a Flash fan. I gotta be honest. Flash isn't one of those people that I really think could carry a story or anything like that. And I really never took Flash seriously. But I tell you what, this movie proves me so wrong on many levels. Flash carried the movie so good, and his story was just so enthralling, and I loved how the story played out, and the DC Comics animation guys did an awesome job. I have the DVD Blu-ray in my hand right now, and just to read you off some credits, this one was directed by Jay Oliva, who also did the Dark Knight Returns Parts 1 and 2, which were the last two DC animated movies, which were also very excellent. And this one is rated PG-13 like most DC Comics cartoons that come out nowadays, straight to DVD. But I tell you what, this one is a hard edge. Honestly, this movie, even though it was a Flash movie, was so much darker and more violent and more adult than the Batman Dark Knight ones, which I was so surprised at. And what really gets me is this story is actually based off of a Jeff Johns comic book of the same name. So just to give you a little bit of a summary of the story itself, what basically happens is there's a point where we see the Flash, and what happens is we're introduced to basically the earlier events of his life. When he was a kid, his mother was murdered, and it's kind of stood with him the entire time that he's been growing up and being a superhero, and he always thought that what if he broke the time barrier and actually went back into the past and stopped her murder from happening, how much happier he would be and how he would be a lot more better off if he had had a mother. So what happens is the premise of the story is, after basically being, fed up with his situation, he basically goes back in time and he alters the time stream by saving his mother. Now what this does is it has a huge amount of repercussions, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, so I'll try to do my best not to. But basically what happens is by changing that one event, it creates a butterfly effect that changes the whole face of the entire timeline and universe as we know it. In the present day, there is no Superman. The Amazonians and the Atlanteans are at war, and just a whole big bunch of stuff is going on that it's just so enthralling and so crazy that I just could not believe it when I saw it. And you know what? While I'm on the subject of the animation, I was a skeptic at first about getting animation on Blu-ray. But you know what? The more and more I see these DC animated cartoons on Blu-ray and other animations on Blu-ray, I'm just more and more swayed to the side of Blu-ray quality is awesome and so much more clearer and better. And especially for someone like myself who wears glasses, this is a welcome viewing. It's awesome to see it in high quality, high definition, and the best sound and everything. So overall, I'd give this movie a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised with the way they had told the story, with what they did in the story, and I just could not believe the places that Flash went. I say the violence and the mature themes in this movie really sold me, and the way the story was, it's a great story, and it really hits home with anybody who watches all the other DC Comics stuff and or really gets into any mature stories, because we have loved ones, and most of us have lost loved ones, and it's like, if we could go back in time and just save them to see how much better off our lives would be, we don't know for sure the repercussions of that. If we save one person, how many others would be sacrificed just for that one person, and would it be for the greater good if that person had stayed alive? We oftentimes wonder that, but obviously we can't alter the past. So it's a great movie. I say go out and get it if you can. Definitely worth the Blu-ray buy, and it has some good special features with it too. It talks about Flash's Rogues Gallery. It talks about the whole Flashpoint Paradox storyline in the comics. You get interviews with Jeff Johns and Jay Oliva and the producers Alan Burnett and others. And yeah, the voice cast on this thing too is just so great. Let's look at the cast right here. First, you got Justin Chambers, who I believe was the Flash in this film. C. Thomas Howell, he plays a pivotal role because he is a key villain in the Flash mythos, but I'm not going to tell you who, but he does it good. My only complaint is that there's not enough of him in the film to really make that much of a difference, and I would have loved to see more of him like in action as this particular villain. Michael B. Jordan, he comes in and he kills it as Cyborg. He wasn't bad at first. He was a little shaky, but he ended up straightening out towards the end. And then one of my favorites, Kevin McKidd. If you remember Kevin McKidd, he was on the show Journeyman, and I think he was on Grey's Anatomy recently too, which is a show I'm not familiar with too much, but I know a lot of women in my family and a lot of girls that I know, they really love that show, so that's how I know that he's on there. But he actually plays an awesome Batman in this one. And here's the thing, though, it's not your typical Batman. I'm just gonna leave it at that, though, because again, I don't want to spoil it, and due to the repercussions of the film, and for those of you who don't know the comic book storyline like I didn't know, this is a crazy change that they did with Batman in this film, and it really works, though. Moving on from there, again, the animation was flawless. The character of the Flash was really, really, really brought to light for me, and I could really connect with him in this film. He wasn't just some wisecracking, speedster. And there's plenty of cameos by the other characters that we all love from DC Universe. So, again, check it out. If you can get the Blu-ray combo pack for a decent price, grab it. Grab it in some way, shape, or form, because this is one you don't want to miss. And honestly, the style of animation and the quality of the animation is only getting better from DC. So, all I can say is go out and grab it and enjoy it, okay? Alright, guys, that's it for my quick little rant and review on the Flashpoint Paradox. It's a great buy. Again, just watch it. And maybe I'll do a spoiler review after this sometime, okay? But again, take care, guys. Alright, I gotta head out. Peace.